we both moved on. Oh, that's la la life.
Hello everyone, my name is Raj Ali Masood. I'm a doctor, but I've also worked as an IELTS trainer. I'll be helping you today to score some high scores on IELTS. I'm a 4-time 8-band holder. The first 2 times I got 8 bands was in Manchester, UK. The last 2 times it was in Pakistan, Lahore. I hope my tips and advices can help you score a higher band. Before we start training any of our students, the first thing that we do is to assess their language. This helps us understand where do they stand at the moment and what needs to be done in order to improve their language. There are a few questions that I'll be sharing with you in order for you to understand. And if you can answer these questions, you should know and you will know if you're ready to take IELTS. The first question that you need to ask yourself is, do I use grammar properly? Most of the students that we get, they know the language, they know how to speak, but sometimes they make so many grammatical mistakes which lessens the chances of getting a higher band. So you need to make sure that your grammar is absolutely on point. Your tenses, your adjectives, your adverbs, your nouns, your conjunctions, everything needs to be proper and according to the rules of English grammar. If you have that going for you, then you'll get a high score. The second question that you need to ask yourself is, am I able to listen to English news channels or conversations and grasp the meaning behind the context? Now, what this means is, a lot of times when you listen to a lot of news channels or you listen to conversations, especially in English, and if you're not a native speaker, you get lost in translation. Sometimes you understand what they mean, but you don't fully understand what they mean. So in order for you to appear in IELTS, especially in your listening part, you need to absolutely know what they're talking about and you need to grasp that information in its true meaning. That only happens with practice. So you need to do a lot of mock exams online. You can find them on YouTube and we will help you with that through our next episodes. If you have that covered for you, then you can go for the next step, which is, so the next step or the next question that you need to ask yourself is, am I able to read complex articles and understand them? Well, not a lot of people are into reading, so this can be a bit hard for people who want to take IELTS. IELTS has this reading part where you need to read a lot of articles. Sometimes there are conversations, sometimes there's different articles about scientific facts, about figures and rational, irrational things given, and you need to find out what the articles are trying to deliver to you. Sometimes they need you to understand how certain companies work. Sometimes they want you to understand how the world works, how some people have made money, how certain things were happening in history. You need to know the exact meaning, and sometimes they'll be true or false, sometimes they'll be fill in the blanks. So unless you don't understand what the article means, you won't be able to answer them. So if you can read articles, especially on a lot of newspapers, on the newspaper channels online, or maybe physical newspapers, unless you can read them and understand them, you cannot be ready for the reading part. So you need to ask yourself, and if it's okay, you can go ahead. And the last question that you need to ask yourself in order to know if you're ready to take IELTS is, am I able to express myself with the same vocabulary and sentence structure in English as I would be able to in my own native language? Well, this is one of the most important questions you can ask yourself. The reason being that a lot of people, they know how to use English, but they don't know how to express their true feelings in English. I have a lot of students who come up prepared and ready to go. But when they get a topic which is quite opinionated, they need a lot of your perceptions, your views. They know how to answer those questions, but they don't know how to answer those questions exactly in English. And that's what I call lost in translation. So you need to know what to say and how to say it in English as you would say it in Urdu or any other language that you speak. So this needs to be done, and this can only be done by practicing, by improving your vocabulary, improving your sentence structure. Well, now when you need to ask yourself these 4 questions, and if all of them are okay, you're ready to go, then you need to book your exam as soon as possible, and trust me, you'll get a high score. When I say a high score, I mean a band more than 7. But if you're not ready, and if the last 2 questions especially are no for you, then my best advice for you is to take your time to improve your listening, to improve your speaking, and to improve your vocabulary. And when you feel confident about the last 2 questions, then you're ready to go. I hope you liked the introductory episode today. We'll be coming up with other episodes of how to deal with writing, speaking, reading, and listening. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel.